Hey Aries, welcome to your May reading. I am redoing your reading because I did my earth signs and you guys on the first day, and I feel like I kind of rushed through them a little bit, so I do have a little bit of extra time, so we're redoing your reading. So I'm going to put the mic down and start shuffling, and then we can begin. Okay guys, so first off we have action. So this is a time for you to take action. It's saying stop hesitating, stop procrastinating, it's time to jump to it. Um, we're in Aries, we're leaving, we're now in Taurus season, but we've just left the Aries season. We had the Aries new moon. Now the energy that came with the Aries new moon was like, go for what you desire, make things happen, let's start getting the ball rolling. And I definitely feel like it's taken us some time this year to kind of adjust to the energies that were being kind of thrown at us in the beginning of the year. And it's kind of now that we're coming up to this space where it's like, let's go, let's start, let's get it done. And for you guys, I'm definitely sensing that there is a need to just commit and do things that are going to serve your happiness. It's kind of what I want. I do feel like there is a little bit of darkness following you, in the sense of I feel like there's this heaviness with you, and it's time for you to move past that. I will show you the imagery so you can see. There's two horses, and the white horse is moving really fast and moving away from this one behind it. Um, they're moving together, but the black one's not moving so fast. How I'm interpreting this, how it feels for me, for you guys, is very much like you need to move faster than the dark. And by the dark, I just feel it's procrastination. It's kind of this sense of, I don't know, heaviness is just how I'm going to describe it to you. Um, yes, the thinking woman. So it is good to think on. I'm gonna say actually, guys, it's good for you to think on what do you want from life. I do feel like this is a question, Aries, that I've had for you for quite some time in your readings. Um, the thinking woman learns about what she wants, where she's going. She doesn't just rush into something. So even though I'm telling you to get moving, get going, make sure you're taking the route that's smart. I would also say think with your head on this one. But I do feel like you're about to turn a new leaf and begin a new chapter of your life. It's like a phase is ending and you're sort of coming into this new, which does feel like that same kind of energy, because you're leaving the darkness that I sensed earlier, the heaviness behind, and moving into this next chapter. Now it does feel a little bit serious in the sense that I feel like you're quite serious. And I want you to kind of move past that energy and have some fun. If you're not enjoying life, then what is the point of it? What are you doing? Yeah, interesting. I'm having a lot of questions for you. Next we have fifth chakra, Archangel Gabriel. So this is our throat chakra. We're in Mercury in retrograde at the moment as we're coming into the beginning of May. And I feel for you, you may be having trouble expressing how you feel, potentially as though it's not something you would naturally feel comfortable doing. So that's something to work on. This could be causing the heaviness, because if you are not able to articulate how you're feeling or tell other people or kind of put your energy into your life, because by repressing those things and not being able to express them freely and clearly, it causes a blockage, and that again can cause us to feel unhappy within ourselves because we're not living our authentic truth. And living our truth. The lighting's really terrible again today. Maybe if I sit back a little bit. I know. By living our authentic truth, we allow ourselves to flow more freely. We can speak the words that we mean, and not feel as though if we say something we're going to be taken the wrong way. I feel like they need to say that, like, you're scared of saying something in case it's taken the wrong way. So have a think on that for yourselves. The fact this comes after the thinking woman, I do feel like you are thinking a lot, but not saying a lot. This could also be thinking a lot and not doing a lot, because the throat chakra is our communication. And like I said, we're in Mercury in retrograde. So if you're having a lot of trouble with this, it may be just like struggles with communications and with people in general. So yeah, keep that in mind. I was going to go into more about the Mercury in retrograde, but I just feel like it's your communication with people for some reason. Next, so pay attention to bliss. We have two cards here. So we have bliss and the trickster, which is quite interesting combination to have together. Bliss is contentment, satisfaction, and security. And this is paired with the trickster, deceit, betrayal, and guile. So it's kind of interesting combo here. Let me see what I get for you guys. Now I see this as sides of yourself actually as I'm looking at this. I'm kind of seeing the bliss. I feel as though things are well for you, like everything is in place. I do feel like things are stepping stones towards whatever your vision is for yourself, whatever your aspirations at the moment for yourself are. I feel like you're quite content in those circumstances. However, I feel like there's this other side of yourself that's kind of deceiving yourself, as though you're trying to trick yourself into believing that, for example, I'll use the example, you stick around certain friends because you really like them. However, you can't be your true self with them. So you spend a lot of time with them and you just tell yourself, it doesn't matter that they don't know that side of me. It's fine. This is you feeling like you've made your choices and you're happy with this. However, there's this betrayal. You're betraying who you are and really you're not allowing people to know who you actually are. So those friends are, in a way, superficial friends because they're friends of a version of you that is not actually who you are. So my son is home. He's 3, so I do have to help him a little bit during the reading. And I kind of feel like that kind of dynamic within yourself. Obviously, that scenario is not specific. These are analogies to help you understand the energy I'm trying to explain. There could be different dynamics, but where it's like that. And it's kind of as though you're fooling yourself that it doesn't matter. And we're in the energy astrologically where it does matter. There's a fly in here. Where it does matter. It matters very much that we are being true to ourselves. We're kind of moving out of this age of superficiality, where we are really not enjoying people who are very fake. We actually enjoy the humble, the cute, quirky person. And I'm loving that. This is a great era for that. Next we have the Fairy Norn. This is very Aries-ish energy anyway, but I'm loving this. It's coming up for most people, and I believe it did come out in your first reading as well. The Fairy Norn is planning, patience, and cooperation. Now, the fairy in this imagery, she is creating a tapestry. Now she's taking her time. She realizes that a masterpiece takes time. She's using quality ingredients, and she is ingredients as in the twine that she's using or whatever you use to embroider. It's all of high quality. She's taking her time to make sure that this is a picture of perfection. Now I do feel like Aries, you strive for perfection, especially in work. And I do feel like this work ethic behind all of this guidance that I'm saying. And I feel as though you need to be adding more of yourself to that, especially coming from the cards we just had. I feel as though if you are struggling in an area, specifically in work or business, I feel like what the missing ingredient is your quirky self. And we all have a quirky self, but some of us actually show it, some of us actually don't. There's obviously, it's a spectrum. And I feel like there's just something you need to make a little bit more personal. Maybe over here I had this sense of you being quite serious. So keep that in mind if you feel that you are being a little bit too serious in work and business. And how can you kind of bring a little bit more of yourself into this project, this situation? We are finishing with Fairy Godmother. This again was reversed, so it's like, listen to me, I've got something to say. Revelation, discovery, and epiphany. I feel as though you really are on the brink of something. And like I said with this new chapter, it's like new beginnings, new things coming to you. And I do think that with this revelation of you realizing that you it's like you want something that is real. You don't want anything that's superficial anymore. And I feel as though it triggers on normal life, but also in work and business. I really just keep getting this work and business for you. Um, and I feel as though this may be a very good time for you for ideas, for inspiration. And again, that epiphany sometimes comes with a trail of thought for you to like, yes, and I'll use the seriousness as an example. Like, yes, actually, I've been very serious and very professional. Maybe it would help for me to be a little bit more myself in my normal life with this person because they are more of a casual person. Something like that. That's just a little suggestion for you scenario, my little analogies that I come up with. Envy is your first card. So you may be causing people to be envious of you. Also, you may need to be aware of whether you are envious of somebody else, or you're feeling envious of people. I feel like this could actually be similar to the heaviness or create a heaviness if you're always looking at other people and not concentrating on just what you're doing, and actually realizing that you have all that you need as well, and none of us are living the same life. I do feel like you want more. Be wary of wanting more during this time because I feel as though that could potentially cause you a little bit of discomfort within yourself, because I have this sort of feel of you really kind of wanting more, in the sense of you have these goals you're wanting to achieve, but it's kind of like want it so badly that it could cause a negative impact on yourself. We have the next card is man holding a coin in reverse. Now this would be positive upright, but in reverse I feel as though there could be a masculine energy. So these cards generally do hold gender when it comes up with like man holding a coin, because there's also a woman holding a coin. But I do like to say that sometimes I interpret it as literally masculine energy, because sometimes we know somebody who is literally the embodiment of masculinity, but they are a woman, and vice versa. So do these, because it's a generalized reading, if I was doing a one-on-one, then I could literally interpret it for you. However, it's not. It's for all of the Aries. So masculine energy, I feel like they may get in ahead. Now in work and business, if you are a woman, we know damn well that there usually is some masculine energy who is going to, whether they mean to or not, they get in your way. Or they just, might be a competition for you. That's the kind of sense I'm getting in terms of work and business. But otherwise, just be wary of the masculine energy surrounding you, on how this could negatively influence your day-to-day life. It ends in heartbroken, so I feel like it's gonna cause you to have big feelings over this. Now, where we have this broken heart, sorry, I don't feel like there is generally a breakup. It doesn't feel like relationship-wise. I'm not getting a whole relationship within this. Not to say that it's not, but if this is resonating with you on a very personal level in terms of relationship, obviously take the guidance for that. But I feel as though there's these feelings for yourself of kind of looking and wanting something, and maybe even here with this masculine energy, it could be that there is a guy that is getting exactly what you want, or getting in the way of what you want. And I do think it's going to cause you to have big feelings over this, disappointment. And I think really, Aries, it's really important that you don't let this stop you from progress, because you are turning a new chapter. You are coming into a new space, which means your abundance and everything, prosperity is on the other side of this, which means if you decide to stick in this sadness, in that kind of kind of feeling, you are only holding yourself back with this. It's okay to feel something, allow yourself to feel that. Just don't stay and ponder in it and wallow. I'm just saying this because I do know a couple of Aries. Even my son is an Aries, and I know wallowing is a major trait sometimes for Aries. I am an Aries moon as well, so I am guilty of this. I'm not just picking on you. Next, pay attention to the next two cards. They are reversed. I'm just turning them around because in that deck it's basically just pay attention. Before the gathering, celebration, anticipation, and event. So there's definitely good times ahead of you coming. Before the gathering, it's kind of like prepare yourself for some good times, which means you're putting in the hard work to get to that. So keep up the hard work. Do not just hear my guidance. Remember when we read tarot and oracles that it is literally foresight. in a way. It's a reading of the energies, so you can work with that, and you are very good at that, Aries. You're one of the signs that can use energy to your, I mean, we all can, but you know what I'm saying. You're good at the hard work side of things. So I feel like you're putting in the hard work, you're going to reap the rewards. This could literally mean birthdays, weddings, friends, just celebrations are coming for you. Could be family gatherings as well. But something's coming, so just um, keep doing what you're doing. The dreamer. You definitely need to dream big. I do feel like what you are wanting, you need to dream bigger, because I feel like your focus is on here, this envy side of things. So you want something, so that's where you're single-eyeing, you know, when you just focus on one thing. I feel like that's a little bit where you're at, and I feel like it's not really big picture, and I feel like you need to look all-rounder. So with this, I feel like really dream big, have a look at your life. What do you want from life? Not just what do you want from work, what do you want in love? What do you want in friendships? What do you want in your home life? What do you want in your social life? It's all these different aspects, as well as your work life as well. I just feel like that need to say, take your attention away from the stresses, because that's not life. It's a part of life. And I want you to dream of the bigger picture here, because you are growing so much around you, and I feel like you're in a really fertile time to be looking at the bigger picture things and really making sure that really what you're working on is working towards the bigger picture goal, rather than just this next step goal, actually. Which is interesting, because I usually say take baby steps, but for you guys I'm like, bigger picture, come on. Next one is vulva, prophecy, guidance, and direction. Now, to have the dreamer and vulva right next to each other means you're probably getting some insights and having some feelings about stuff. Trust in your intuition is what these are saying. You are being guided and you're going in the right direction. If something comes up like this man with the coin in reverse, it's basically a redirection for you. It's saying you're not meant to be going this way. That's why we put this hurdle in the way. Or we need you to change direction so it works better in your favor, because the direction you were going, it might have been good, but we've got better for you over here, because if you did that, you wouldn't get XYZ. And I feel like the bigger picture side is your XYZ, which is why I feel like you need to look at the bigger picture to really make sure that you are working towards what you truly desire. Yeah, so that's everything. Thank you, Aries. I do feel like there may be tears shed a little bit over this panic. I feel like there's just a panic in you, like, that's what I wanted, what's happening? Or something here. So be wary of your emotions. Again, feel them. Have a cry. Get it out. I'm a big believer in getting it out, having a cry, and then we can put our big girl or big boy panties on and get on with the, you know, go for something that we desire. No wallowing. Thank you so much, guys. Please subscribe to my channel so you can keep up to date for any future readings. I'd like to add that it is my birthday, so a little subscribe is a very nice present to give me. Yes, I went there. Thank you so much, guys. See you next month.